Welcome friends. Let us go for the defects present in the so-called discussed model, that is Bohr's model of the atom. Though Bohr's model explains many of the properties related to the atom, especially hydrogen atom, like radius, energy, frequency, time required for the resolution, and the reconstruction of Rydberg equation. Many of the things can be explainable, even velocity, but it is also faced certain defects. Those defects we are going to listing here. It commonly explains spectra of the multi-electron atoms. An atom consisting of more than one electrons. If we record the spectrum is more complicated, and the hydrogen atom related explanation doesn't suit for this, and moreover spectrum related proper explanation is not given by the Bohr's model of the atom, and it can't explains the fine spectrum. Fine spectrum is that one spectrum recorded with high resolution is not the simple characteristic line. It is collection of very smallest lines. The reason for the collection of smallest lines at this part of fine line is not explainable. That is, fine spectrum is not explainable by Bohr's model. Similarly, the hydrogen atomic spectrum recorded under normal conditions in association with external electric field is said to be the Stark effect. Stark effect is not explainable. Similarly, the recording of hydrogen emission spectrum in presence of external magnetic field is more complicated. Each line is split into some of other lines, collection of other lines, and that is also not explainable, and this effect is said to be the Zeeman effect. And it can't explain the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It is not at all in agreement with the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, whereas the position as well as velocity of the electron at a time calculation will becomes difficult. It is not possible to calculate exact position as well as velocity. That is Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It is not in agreement with the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. The last one is the dual nature of the matter objects. Especially here, the Bohr's model says that electron is just like a particle. It doesn't give any kind of importance for the wave behavior of the subatomic particles, especially electron. That is, wave nature is not considered for the electron. Thus, these are all are the defects present in the Bohr's model of the atom. It can't explain the multi-electron system related atoms. It can't explain fine spectrum. It can't explain Stark effect as well as Zeeman effect, and also it is not in agreement with the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It doesn't consider any kind of wave nature to the electron. These are all are the defects present in the Bohr's model of an atom. Yes, let us go for fine spectrum. Whereas normal spectrum gives characteristic sharp lines. But whereas if this is recorded under high resolution condition, every characteristic line is appearing as collection of 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, etc. Such kind of high resolution conditions recorded spectrum of atom is said to be the fine spectrum. Fine spectrum is different from the normal spectrum. It appears similar to normal, but where it makes the difference is every single line appears as collection of the 2, 3, 4 lines, etc. The reason for splitting of the fine line present in the normal spectrum as collection of smallest lines, collection of some other lines is not explainable, and this spectrum is said to be the fine spectrum. Now let us go for the multi-electronic atoms. Whereas one electron containing atom, that is hydrogen related, all lines under normal conditions of the spectrum recorded are connected with the simplest equation is known as Rydberg equation, that is mu bar is equal to RH into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square in centimeter inverses. Whereas number of lines can be expected and the corresponding wave numbers in terms wavelength can also be expected. But if it is multi-electronic species, more than one electrons are present, the number of lines are very high compared to the number of lines present in the hydrogen broad spectrum. and moreover their frequencies calculation is also, otherwise their wave numbers calculation also doesn't matches any of the like this related formulas. Thus it becomes more complicated, and the reasons for appearing of more lines and reasons for appearing of non-formula related wave numbers and wavelengths can't be explainable by the Bohr's model of the atom. Whatever the normal spectrum is there, normal spectrum is having fine lines in the x and y axis of the presence or absence versus wave characteristic properties. Whereas if the same spectrum is recorded under external electric field, then each characteristic line which is appearing under normal conditions, under the same normal conditions, it is appearing as some collection of lines. That is, every line is splitted into some other lines. This particular property is said to be the Stark effect. The reason for the Stark effect is not explainable by Bohr's model of the atom. Yes, under normal conditions, spectrum is so fine, that is, it is giving characteristic lines at a particular wave number position. Whereas the same under normal conditions, if external magnetic field is kept, under this magnetic field conditions, wherever the characteristic lines are appearing under normal conditions, those are splitted into collection of lines. This line is collected as line of 2, line of 3, line of 4. The reason why under external magnetic field conditions the hydrogen like atom or hydrogen atom is splitted into collection of some other lines is not explainable, and this particular property is said to be the Zeeman effect. Another one defect that is associated with the Bohr's model is uncertainty principle. As for uncertainty principle, the smallest particles like atom or subatomic particles like electron, proton and the neutron, or any of the subatomic particle, the exact position as well as exact velocity calculation will become difficult. But in the Bohr's model, we assumed it as particle and calculated the corresponding distance from the nucleus, and also exact velocity associated with the electron is also calculated. Thus, the exact calculations of both at once is impossible. This is Heisenberg principle. It violates the Heisenberg principle. It calculates the exact position as well as exact velocity. De Broglie says that the smaller matter objects are associated majorly with the wave character. Though electron is the smallest one of the smallest matter object, in this Bohr's model it is considered as a particle, and it doesn't given any kind of consideration to the wave nature of the electron. And the last defect present in the Bohr's model is it considers angular momentum mvr is equal to h by 2 pi. Angular momentum is integral multiples of h by 2 pi. But why the angular momentum is quantized? Though suppose if it is quantized, how it is integral multiples of h by 2 pi? These of all are just considered as assumptions and are known as postulates. How it is becoming equal? Why it is considered like that? What is the reason behind this? Such kind of explanation is not given by Bohr to explain the hydrogen atom related emission spectrum. Last one is, most of the Bohr's features postulates without having proper reasons. These of all are just considered as assumptions. Assumptions are known as the postulates. They doesn't have proper explanation, proper reason, and proper conceptual development is not present for all varieties of postulates proposed by the Bohr to explain the emission spectrum of the hydrogen atom. To explain the high resolved spectrum, that is fine spectrum of the hydrogen atom, an extension is made to the Bohr's, that is said to be the Bohr's model extension proposed by Sommerfeld and is also known as Sommerfeld model. As per this model, electron is expected to be revolving not only in the circular path, it is also revolving in the elliptical path. Whereas circular path will maintain only one particular point, that is as center of the circle, but whereas elliptical will maintains more than one points as its centers, which are known as foci. Whereas this is least elliptical and enlarged elliptical and the more elliptical in path. If I consider nucleus of the atom is present at the center, that is as a foci to the elliptical orbits and as a center for the circular orbits, based on this particular nucleus as foci as well as center, the circular orbits are there. This is first elliptical, second elliptical and the third elliptical are present. Now here, inertia to the circular electron, inertia to the electron movement in the circular path, it also expected to be moving in the elliptical path. There is a difference when electron moves in the circular path as well as the elliptical path. In circular path, what happens is radius, that is distance present between the center nucleus to the outer orbit remains same. But whereas the angle of revolution changes. Only one particular angle will changes when electron moves. This distance remains same. But whereas this angle of revolution changes. Whereas if it moves in the elliptical path, not only the radius but also angle of revolution also changes. These particular technical terms are given as the distance present between the center followed by the orbit where the radius, where the electron is revolving is said to be the radius vector, and the angle of revolution by how many degrees by its movement it changes at the center is said to be the angle of revolution, that is said to be the azimuthal angle. Is tangential velocity at every particular instant. If electron is expected to move free from the nucleus attractions, it maintains a tangential velocity. The tangential velocity of circular path as well as elliptical path is represented with the dotted line. And it can be resolved into two vectors at every instant of time. One is along the radial vector, that is said to be the radial velocity, and second one is perpendicular to the radial vector, that is known as angular velocity. That is, here combination of 1 and 2, that is radial vector as well as the angular vector, gives both varieties of momentums. One is radial momentum and second one is angular momentum. The above two radial momentum as well as angular momentum combinations both can be given by Sommerfeld in such a way that radial momentum is integral multiples of h by 2 pi. Similarly, angular momentum is also integral multiples of h by 2 pi. Some technical terminology present in the Sommerfeld model of the atom, that is elliptical orbit. In this elliptical orbit, from one end to other end, the higher distance is said to be the major axis, and the one end to other end, the minor distance is said to be the minor axis. N is generally known as orbit number, that is equal to principal quantum number, whereas Nr is radius of the circular orbit and N pi is radius of the elliptical orbit. Whereas here the radial momentum is given by Nr times of h by 2 pi and the azimuthal momentum is given by N pi times of h by 2 pi, and N will becomes equal to Nr plus N pi. That is, principal quantum number value is mathematically made equal to that of radial, that is radius of the circular orbit plus radius of the elliptical orbit. This can be modified as N by N pi will becomes equal to Nr plus N pi by N pi, which will becomes equal to length of major axis by length of minor axis. There are different varieties of combinations. If length of major axis is 1, minor axis is also equal to 1. If length of major axis is 2, minor axis 1 and 2. If length of major axis is 3, minor axis 1, 2, 3. If length of major axis is 4, similarly the minor axis values are maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. So here all different possible cases related to the Sommerfeld model, which is extension to the Bohr's model by considering some principal quantum number. Suppose here it maintains the circular path. Electron moves in the circular two-dimensional path around the nucleus. Then it maintains a fixed radius. If it is fixed radius, major axis will becomes equal to minor axis. So therefore major axis, minor axis, which is equal to circular radii. Whereas if it maintains elliptical, first elliptical path, second elliptical, third elliptical paths, it maintains different lengths as diameters, that is maximum diameter and the minimum diameter, which is known as major axis and the minor axis. Twice of minor axis will becomes equal to major axis, this is elliptical path 1, and thrice of minor axis will becomes equal to major axis, elliptical path 2, and 4 times of minor axis will becomes equal to major axis, elliptical path number 3. Whereas here n pi or n pi is generally known as representation related to the length of minor axis, and n conceptually becomes equal to the length of major axis. This n pi never be equal to 0 because it maintains as elliptical path, it is valid in the elliptical path. If it is equal to 0, it becomes equal to straight line, it can't be valid. Similarly, n pi never be greater than n because minor axis is always in the minor axis. Thus, as per Sommerfeld, whatever the energy levels are there, this energy level is divided into similar energy levels with a little difference. That's what here what happens is, suppose if this is principal quantum number 4, the principal quantum number 4 is having one circular orbit followed by 3 nearby energy containing elliptical orbits. These are almost all having similar energy with a little energy difference. So therefore, while electron de-excitation takes place, the excited hydrogen-like atom participates in the de-excitations. As being de-excitation can be possible from circular to elliptical, elliptical to other elliptical, like this, there is little energy differences. That's what in the high resoluted spectrum, emission spectrum recorded for the hydrogen atom, instead of giving sharp straight lines at every particular corresponding wave numbers, that wave number is divided into nearby some other wave numbers, which are some collection of wave numbers, collection of lines are going to be appearing, and that spectrum is said to be the fine spectrum. The reason for fine spectrum is like this: maybe electron circular to circular, maybe electron elliptical to circular, maybe electron circular to elliptical. Like this, all varieties of de-excitations of a nearby energy situations differs a little in its energy. That's what, instead of a single line, it is going to be giving some collection of lines. This explanation explains the fine spectrum related to the single electron containing species like hydrogen and the other single electron containing species, but it doesn't explain the more complicated systems like multi-electron systems. Thus, Sommerfeld just readily explains the fine spectrum of just hydrogen as well as hydrogen-like species. Conceptually, to understand the Sommerfeld model of atom, the n principal quantum number is proportional to that of the length of major axis, and n pi is proportional to the length of minor axis of all possible things. Whereas n by n pi will becomes equal to length of major axis by length of minor axis, which is found to be equal to nr plus n pi divided by n pi, because this n value is equal to nr plus n pi. With this logic, Sommerfeld model is proposed by considering the length of assumed major as well as the minor axis to say the all possible ways in which electron is circularly as well as elliptically revolves around the nucleus of an atom of corresponding circular path associated with the corresponding elliptical paths. That is, the many number of elliptical ways associated with the circular path can be given. Suppose if n is equal to 4 principal quantum number is there, it is having one circular path followed by remaining 3 elliptical paths.